All right, I have my pan full of water. Now, my pan is dirty because I boiled potatoes for another soup. We're having a big old party tonight. So, I'm not gonna rinse it out. There's no reason to.
Potatoes aren't gonna infect the broccoli.
Potatoes won't infect broccoli. Is that enough or should I put one more? Maybe I'll put one more. Okay. Now you're going to bring this to a boil and cook your broccoli in, where did it go? Oh. In your chicken broth. Now to make chicken broth, I just use water and chicken bouillon.
You carefully measure it.
I carefully measure it. I am a dump and go kind of a cook, dear.
Who wants to be dump and go? People want to spend like 8 hours measuring everything precisely.
Oh, goodness, shoot me if I had to do that, please. Okay, let's see. And then in here, we're going to add our garlic powder.
Dump as much of that in as you want.
Keep dumping and dumping. And my salt. That is not enough chicken bouillon, so I'm trying to use up these obnoxious things. Okay, I have to say, now that I'm old, this is one thing I will pay more money for is the powdered chicken bouillon. I hate cutting these things open. It's such a pain in the rear. But the savings is huge compared to buying the box stuff. I did a video on it and I can't remember, it was like $1 or $2 for the box stuff, and to use these little things it was like 10 cents. So that's a huge savings if you can get them open.
So what's the comparison on the price of the one you just dumped in there, the jar?
I think it was 20 cents. So compared to the box for $1. Okay, I'm gonna put 5 or 6 in these and bring this to a boil. This recipe is in our Dining on a Dime Cookbook Volume 1, page 132. The link is in the description below for you to get our cookbook and the recipe. Easy recipes that can get you in and out of the kitchen quick, your family will love. All right, so I'm having to cut up this broccoli because I have never seen such large chunks in broccoli. So I let it cook for just a minute and now I'm cutting all of it up so it's in smaller pieces.
Why don't you use our handy food chopper?
Well, because I don't want it that small.
Then just only press it a couple times.
True. Good. Okay, thank you. Okay, we've got our broccoli soup and our chicken broth. Now, I divided it into 2 because I didn't have enough room for my milk, so I'm going to add my cheese in and get it start melting. So about half of it there, and about half of it here. Maybe just a little bit more over here. And the cheese kind of got melted because it was hot. Okay, then I have right here cornstarch and water, and I'm making another recipe, so I'm not dirtying up another bowl. That's why my bowl looks dirty, but it's not. So you use cold water, cornstarch, and you will have no lumps. Okay, pour it in. Oops, and I lied. I just made myself a liar. Okay, there. Now we're getting that all in, and that all in. Now we're going to add our milk. And you do not want this to boil. You want it to just be very low simmer or your milk will curdle. Also, you can add onions in here if you want, anything that you like. And we're gonna put in our salt there and a little bit more onion powder. I already have garlic powder in there. I forgot the onion powder. Okay, so now we're gonna bring this to a boil. Excuse me, bring this to a simmer. Don't let it boil. And hopefully, well not hopefully, it will thicken up here in just a minute. Just put it on low. Okay, thank you. Okay, I need social proof.
Just Tara, you've outdone yourself.
Oh, thanks.
I've had the potato 3 times, the broccoli twice. It's so good. It's like a probably like a 10 out of 10 probably.
10 out of 10. Yay.
At least he's honest.
Wow. Thank you for watching our entire video. We are going to give you our Dining on a Dime cookbook ebook volume number 1 free at livingonadime.com. Click on our shop, click on our ebooks, click on Dining on a Dime volume 1, add it to your cart. When you go to checkout, use the coupon code DINING1 and you will get our ebook absolutely free with no obligation and no strings attached. Visit us at livingonadime.com. I am cooking this in my Instant Pot where I can saute my ground beef and onion and peppers and not have to dirty another pan. So I've got my ground beef in here. You might notice it's patties and you're like, Tara, why are there patties? Because these happen to be cheaper than ground beef. If your ground beef is really expensive, check, because the patties may or may not be cheaper. In my case, they were cheaper. So I'm gonna get these browned with my onions and peppers. Then we're gonna put it on slow cooker mode and get the rest of it cooking. My chili recipe is on page 141, Dining on a Dime, volume 1. Okay, I'm adding my paprika, my garlic. You can use whole garlic if you want. And my chili powder. And I don't have any cayenne pepper on hand right now. And then my salt. Now, I am just starting with a little bit. Then, as we get closer to time to serve it, then I'm gonna add the rest of my spices to taste, to get it to be perfect chili. Oh yeah, and I forgot, I already added my tomatoes. Okay, I am adding just a little bit more onion powder and salt. Now, I'm gonna make 2 chilies, one with beans and one without. And I'm gonna thicken the one without with a little bit of cornstarch and water. But I won't show you that, I'm just gonna explain to you why it's a little bit thinner. I also used my whole grown tomatoes. Yum. Okay, so now it's just a matter of tasting it until you get it right. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Alrighty, and that's all you do to make homemade chili. Just add your beans and you're good. This next recipe is my prize-winning, yes, Dining on a Dime Cookbook Volume 1. I won first place at a chili cook-off. I'm doing another chili cook-off tonight with this recipe. All right, page 131, volume 2. The link is in the description below. Now, this is a chili cook-off, chili feed that my son's school is doing. So what I am going to do is I'm making a double recipe. I am going to cook the broth part first in my Instant Pot because I need 2 of these. So my crock pot and my Instant Pot is what I'm going to take tonight. But I'm going to cook the broth in here first and then divide it up before I put in my whipping cream and sour cream, okay? So just so you'll know what I'm doing, but I'm doubling it. So what I'm doing so that I can save a pan is I'm just cooking it in my Instant Pot and I'm going to saute my chicken and my onions in my Instant Pot and then just put it on slow cook. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil on the bottom. Then I'm going to take my onion. Now, if you store your onions in the refrigerator, you will not cry when you cut them. Okay, see, look at my face. Am I crying, dear? No tears. No tears. Okay. Then, if you store them in the refrigerator, you will never have that problem again. I have not cried cutting onions in the 30 years since I've learned this tip. And, okay, show again. See, no tears. Okay, so now we're going to put this in here and get it sauteing. Now, I got my chicken here. You can see I paid $1.40 a pound on clearance for my chicken. Pretty good deal. Now, I like my chicken semi-frozen because it's easier to cut that way. Then we just need one chicken breast, which is about a pound. Actually, I might use 1.5 because this is kind of on the smaller side. Now, of course, when you go to clean up, use bleach and not vinegar, guys. Vinegar does not disinfect like bleach. Doesn't even come close. Don't fall for that internet baloney everyone keeps telling you. Okay. Now, we're going to let this cook for just a minute and get golden brown. So what I'm going to do is I'm letting this simmer all day long, so I am not going to put the beans in yet. I'm going to put all my spices and flavorings in so they can simmer all day, and then I'll put my beans in about a half an hour before I'm ready to serve it. Adding water because I use the little cubes, or they had powder today, so I got the powder. Putting that in for my broth. Okay, my salt. There. Then my cumin. Sorry. Then oregano. And then my cayenne pepper. By the way, I just get the cheapy spices at Walmart and nobody even notices. And my pepper. And my green chilies. Yeah, this calls for 2, but I'm just going to put 1 in to start with because I noticed that this green chili is super hot. So, I don't know why this particular brand is hotter than others, but so I'm going to do 1 to start with, and if I don't think it's hot enough, then I will add the second one after I'm done. Then all we're going to do is we're going to let this simmer all day long and let all the flavors come together, and then we're going to finish it up right before dinner. What I didn't mention is I'm making a quadruple batch. So, but this is just the 1 batch here. Okay, so I have my northern beans right here, rinsed and drained. I just drained them and then I put some water in and rinsed them. And now my lid is stuck. And I don't want to slice my finger off before the dance. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to stir that in. Okay, now I'm putting it on saute somewhere. Okay. And then I have my cornstarch that I am going to put in water. I'm bringing this to a boil, and I'm going to thicken it. Okay. right, just stir your cornstarch until it's all dissolved. Okay. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more water because this boiled down from cooking all day, so I'm gonna add just a little bit more water. Now, normally when you cook this, you don't have to let it simmer all day long. This is just if you let it simmer, which is what I did. Okay, so now we're gonna bring this to a boil, let it get thick. Actually, I think I'm gonna add one more can of beans because I added just a little too much water, but that's okay, it won't hurt anything. All right, so I got it thickened. See how nice and thick it's gotten? And then I'm putting in my butter, and I'm gonna let my butter melt first to cool it down so that I don't curdle my sour cream or my whipping cream. So we're gonna let this melt and cool it down, and then we're gonna put in the sour cream and whipping cream. Okay, so my butter is almost melted. Gonna finish it off here. Then, since I went ahead and doubled this batch for the cook-off, I'm gonna add some more spices and stuff, but get our sour cream in and our whipping cream in. Oh my. Jack, does it look white now? Is it getting to be white? All right, here is the final. I could have thickened it a little bit more. This is a fresh spoon. That is very good. Okay.
I can also testify it's very good.
Let me show you a little trick here. So the Instant Pot gets really nasty in here. I absolutely hate it. So what I found was I took a little bit of soap and then, oops, wrong direction, put the brush down like this and just ran it across. See how that runs across like that? And then now it is all fresh and clean. Wow, that worked really, really well. I didn't know if it would work.